Hello, everyone. So, something that you'll hear a lot when discussing financial aid is the term expected family contribution, or EFC. So, what this is essentially a index number that college financial aid staff use to determine how much financial aid you would receive if you were to attend their school. So, essentially, what happens is you submit your FAFSA, and then based on that information, so again, that includes things like your tax returns, income, etc., they'll determine how much you and your family are expected to contribute to the total cost of college. Now, to put this in perspective, this is a super simple and helpful formula throughout the financial aid process. So what happens is we start here with the cost of attendance, or COA. So this is the sticker price that you'll see on websites and brochures, that's displayed for everyone. Then we have the expected family contribution, which again is estimated based on your financial aid situation as just demonstrated in the FAFSA. And they take that sticker price, subtract how much you're expected to contribute, and then based on that, that equals your need. And your need is essentially how much you can't contribute. So for example, let's say a school is 45K and you're expected to contribute 25K, then that means that there's 20K of the cost of attendance that you cannot cover with your family, and that's where need would come in. So for example, that would be where you would receive federal financial aid or university-based aid, and if that doesn't happen, then taking out student loans, work study, scholarships, etc. So this is the basic formula that all colleges are going to use in order to figure out how much financial aid you are eligible for. Now, let's take a look at EFC. This is a guide that's provided by the government, and we've linked it in the course materials. And it is very, very detailed. It goes in depth into how to calculate the EFC. And the EFC is also based on the particular type of audience that you're looking at. So for example, if you're a dependent student, meaning that say you are less than 24 years old, you're dependent on your parents, then you would use a different form compared to the other ones to figure out your expected family contribution. And again, you don't actually have to do any of this. The college will do it for you. But if you want to try it yourself, you can go ahead and fill out this form. However, it can be very long and kind of hard to understand. So a much easier way that I used and many other students that I know used and is also recommended by most colleges is to use what's called a net price calculator. So essentially a net price calculator does the job of those forms, but in a faster way. And it's going to figure out how much money your family is expected to contribute based on certain inputs such as income, etc. And we'll go ahead and take a look. An important thing to recognize is that the net price calculator, every school has their own. So here we're just taking a look at UCLA's net price calculator. So whatever institution you're going to, check out their net price calculator, and that'll give you a good idea of how much your family is expected to contribute to the sticker price. So for example, like we were talking about before, it depends on what category you'll fall in. So for example, I am less than 24 years old, so I would go ahead and probably go with dependent calculator, although they do mention that sometimes you can also still qualify for independent status. So again, if that's you, then look at that criteria. Now this is kind of what the net price calculator looks like, and as you can see, it's super short, right? It gets the job done, and it's a very short form, easy to do. And I would really recommend that you try doing this early. Don't wait until after you get your financial aid package to do the net price calculator, right? You can start seeing how much college will cost for you specifically right now even, right? So fill this out. You might have to ask your parents about certain information, but it is pretty quick and it can give you, a great estimate of financial aid. And there have been studies that have shown that often, this estimate from the net price calculator is very similar to what you're going to get later in May, your official financial aid package. So you can kind of figure out what that package is going to look like by just using this net price calculator right now. So hopefully that gave you a better understanding of what expected family contribution is, since that's a term that you're going to be hearing a lot. Essentially, the idea is this is how much of the cost of attendance your family is going to contribute, and then the rest you would receive through financial aid, student loans, etc. And remember to check out the net price calculator for your school, as that can really help you get a basic understanding of how much you have to pay, you and your family have to pay. Thank you. I hope that was helpful, and see you next time.